Hello. This is my third or fourth time refilming this because I don't like the result. But here I am trying to make videos because I need to start making videos and I have a voice and I want to use it. And I'm here sitting on my basement floor in a blanket because it's really cold, and I have some tea. And I wanted to talk today about the hardening of our hearts. And I'm an INFJ here. You can call me Night or Fox or Night Fox or something like that. I'm still trying to figure it out. But yeah. I feel like my life has been a progression of transitions and learning, and I'm gonna admit, like, when I was younger, like, there were times where I felt like I had all the answers, and then I lost myself, and then came back to myself, lost myself, came back to myself kind of things. And maybe that's just like my side of rebellion. I don't know, having a rough childhood, like having not supportive parents, having people moving a lot. You know, there's a lot of factors that could have affected a lot of things. But I feel like a really long time ago, in like fourth grade or something like that, I think fourth grade, I felt a lot of peace being a child. And I was really happy, and I was really happy with myself and really happy with life, and I didn't have anything against anybody. And then in fifth grade, I got bullied. Um, that was really hard for me. And then in sixth grade, I wanted to be cool with everybody. I wanted, because I realized like how bad bullying affected me. And then in seventh or eighth grade or something came over me, and I feel like I was kind of a dickhead. And I was a rebellious juvenile, delinquent, and I started to care less and less of how I was treating people. And then high school, that totally changed. When I started dating my boyfriend, I feel like I dated this older guy, and he really showed me a lot of sides of life and how to picture things, and I guess I was just supposed to date him, And I dated him for a really long time. Um, and I guess during high school, I had moved so many times that I had realized, like, if I move again, I don't want to strain myself of the stress of having to lose people, so I'm just not gonna get attached. And I ended up getting attached to people and losing them just because we were like different people, and I didn't really know how to handle that. And I decided the final year of high school, like, I don't like anybody. I have my handful of friends, and that's all I need. Like, these people are not going to understand me. These people, like, I am looking for a very certain thing. And I don't know. I honestly just can't make up my mind. My grandmother is an artist, and she's a painter, and I'm also an artist, but I'm not a painter. Not as good as her. And she has a very interesting perspective on life, although I don't really respect the way she lives her life. But she does have a really interesting perspective on life, and it's like, well, you can't really judge people too quickly. There are certain qualities of people that might not be in other people. Like, you might need one thing out of someone else and then something else out of someone else. You can't just expect everything in someone, is kind of like what she explained to me. So I feel like that inspired me to go out and start meeting people and being a creative. Like, I feel like that wasn't really hard to do. And I'd just be like, hey, do you want to make art? Like, do you want to get coffee? And, you know, that's normally how it would go. And I would get to hear their stories and ask them questions and stuff, and it would be really cool. But the sad part about it is I feel like they didn't really care. I feel like, time would go on and they'd forget about me and forget our conversations, and it all was just pretty much a big waste at the end of the day, you know? It was just like, I went out and I tried making friends, and I feel like I ended up having none. I mean, I do have some friends, but out of the many that I worked with, it's like, not really. And then I met a Bible study group, and they kind of showed me, like, hey, we're here, and we like reciprocating energy, and we like reciprocating relationships, and we care about our relationships. We care about how we affect you. We care about all of those things you're already concerned about. And it was like mind-blowing that there were people like that who were just so full of love and compassion that they could just be like that and be so true and be like, and actually care and remember your conversations and like pray for you. Like, that was just like, it was just so touching for me. But I honestly really miss that. But I feel like something happened to me, and maybe it's just from losing friends, having really long-term friends, and end up, it's kind of like, but it's kind of like taking off the mask, looking behind the curtain, realizing like things aren't really like you think they are. And these friends weren't Christian. They don't practice anything. I guess it's just growing up, you end up falling out with people, and then it's like, well, where do you go? How do you fall back in with people, And especially if you're not like a normie, I don't really like going out and drinking. I mean, I'll do it, but I'm not really happy. I don't really like smoking. I don't really enjoy doing these things, but I do it out of the hope of belonging, I guess. And maybe it's just belonging with the wrong people. But I think just what I want at the end of the day is people who are just like me. Just people who just get it. Like, just that I can conversate with and not have it all just be about God and have it be about whatever, And I feel like my heart has gone really cold over the years, and it used to be so warm and full of life and love, and like it used to just be so different. It's so crazy. And now it's just so cold. Like, my flame is gone, and I wake up and it's kind of just like, life is just so lonely sometimes. Because I feel like I have all these thoughts, and it's like, I really don't have anyone to tell them to. So that's why I'm like making a channel and seeing maybe who else is out there. And I think that, you know, life can be very strange and can be a long ride, and it's hard because maybe I am a perfectionist, but I really don't feel like I am. I feel like I'm really just asking for a couple of things that are really just for being a decent human being. Like, don't lie to me, don't steal from me, don't waste my time, don't pretend you want to be my friend. Really, just really basic stuff that you think people would understand. Um, and, you know, of course they don't. I guess, at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. So, of course they don't. You think the majority gets it? Of course not. Of course they don't. You know? I think that's what I've ended up learning. Sometimes I just want to be alone in the woods and live my life like that. But then it's like, are you even living? If you don't have human connection? If you're just part of nature? Doesn't that defeat the point of being a socializing creature with intellect? You know? I don't know. Life's complicated. And, I don't know if I mentioned it already in this video or not. I'm pretty tired. It's like really early in the morning, but there's this show called Skins, and that I remember watching when I was fairly little. And I remember it was like the USA version, and this girl's feeding pigeons or something, you know? And all the pigeons come around, and all the birds, you know? And once she, runs out of food, well, they just fly away. And then it's like, she goes to a party or something, and she brings drugs or alcohol or something, and she lays it out, and it's like everybody's around, and they're taking what they can get, and then it's like as soon as all that stuff runs out, it's like, they're just gone. They're just birds, and it's like, I feel like people are like birds a lot of the time. People just are selfish, like they'll just take what they can get and then go. And it really sucks. It really just makes the world feel like more cold. But it's ironic because it's like, am I a contributor to, am I a bird? I don't feel like a bird. I don't want to be a bird, but am I a bird? So yeah, that's just kind of like my thoughts, I guess. And I'm still figuring this stuff out. Like, I'm, going to therapy. I'm trying to see if I can socialize still. It's not like I'm friendless, but I do feel lonely. You know, I do feel like I can only talk to my friends so much until like I just feel like I can't talk about certain things. And yeah, it's like, is your heart cold or is it warm, or like, it's like, how's your heart doing, like, where's your heart at? It's like, I don't even know. It's like, I want to help people, but I'm also exhausted and tired of being abandoned and left and having the energy not be reciprocated. I'm tired of having things be so one-sided, and I feel like it's made my heart feel really cold. So yeah, I guess that's all I wanted to talk about.